Hey writer friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Holly. I'm a writer aspiring to be a published author. And today I will be sharing with you my Real Talk number 2, the ugly side of beta readers and critique partners. So I thought it would be good to talk to you guys today about, the other side of dealing with beta readers and critique partners. So for the most part, I have had really good experiences and good feedback from people, but there have been a couple cases that I wish did not happen. Things that are probably just part of the writer-author life that I thought I would share with you and, warn you in case this may come up for you and just to see if anyone else has had any of these kind of bad experiences with beta readers or critique partners. So I'll kind of go in order with all of my different novels. So since I kind of had different experiences with each one. So for my first novel, Ranakori Realm, I went through the most edits that I've had to go through so far. Because it is my first one, I've gone through 5 drafts of Ranakori Realm, whereas my other 2 are still in their first and second draft phases. But it was actually while I had just finished the 3rd draft of Ranakori Realm, and I totally thought my novel was query ready, and I was just feeling on top of the world, feeling really good. I had learned a lot and really perfected my writing craft, or so I thought. I found a critique partner, and she was wonderful. And also it was very bad at the same time because she read Ranakori Realm and I thought, okay, I'll just get one last round of feedback from people. And I don't want to say that she completely tore it apart, but in a way she kind of did completely tear it apart. But it was actually really, really good for me because she actually helped me with my writer craft and helped me see all of the problems with my novel that I didn't really even know about. And most of it, some of it was plot specific, but a lot of it was just my writer craft. I had some really awkward dialogue. My description was really bad. I had really bad talking head syndrome, where I'm just it's just 2 people talking back and forth and they're not interacting with the environment. I'm not saying anything about the environment. So she really helped me with that a lot. And she also taught me about line by lines, which I hadn't heard of until that point. So she actually helped me go through line by line edits for the first 3 chapters of Ranakori Realm. So after we went back and forth with this for probably a month and a half, it took a long time. Then I went through line by lines for the whole rest of my novel. I had actually cut Ranakori Realm down from 130,000 words to 98,000 words. So it was a pretty hefty book to go through line by line. So I worked really hard and felt really confident in this 4th draft. So I sent this 4th draft to that same critique partner, and then she sent me an email with notes about changing these big plot points, these major plot points, which is something that you just don't do after doing line by lines. The whole point of doing line by lines is that you're just perfecting, the story, the nitty gritty of it. You're not changing these big plot points, because then what was the point of going line by line if you're just going to have to rewrite these huge points? And so I got this email and I was just flustered. I was floored. I was why did you have me do these line by lines? And now you're making me change around these major plot points. And her reasoning was that she, it took her the 2nd round of reading to see, these changes that she thought that I should make to my novel. Some of the changes, I sort of agreed with, and others I didn't. So in the end, I didn't take her advice and I left Ranakori Realm the way it was. Now, I did end up querying Ranakori Realm to probably about 15 agents. And I had actually also queried Ran a Query Realm to 3 agents at a workshop where I had spoken my pitch to them and they were interested, and so I sent them whatever they wanted between 10 pages and someone had requested up to 100 pages. But, you know, I didn't have any positive responses back from those agents. So maybe it was because I didn't, you know, incorporate those major changes. I feel like it was a good thing because I have learned a lot since writing Ran a Query Realm, and now my 3rd novel, I want to be my debut novel. And it also is book 1 in a 6-book series, and I feel like I want to start off my novel, you know, my first novel as a series, whereas Ran a Query Realm was just a standalone. So maybe it was all a good thing, but it was really interesting because I kind of fell out of contact with that critique partner, but I kind of felt bad because I'm like, I really valued her advice. Like, she helped me out a lot. Like, she spent a lot of time helping me perfect my craft, but I had just had a problem with that piece of advice, like, after the fact. If she had said it first and then we went through line by lines, that would have been cool. But anyway, so we had like fallen out of contact for about a year. And then when I was thinking of doing this Real Talk video, she actually had messaged me and I felt really happy. So even if she's watching this or anyone who I am talking about is watching this right now, like, there's no hard feelings towards anyone. I'm just being real with people here. But it felt really good because now we are critique partners again and we're going to exchange our novels and, you know, give feedback to each other. So I'm really glad that we kind of rekindled things and there wasn't any hard feelings between us, because I didn't really want that rift between us, but it was like that, like literally for a year, it was just like nothing. But that was just something that I had experienced, and I wonder if you guys have experienced anything like that. So on to my 2nd novel, which is A Bargo's Riddle, my middle grade YA fantasy novel. I'm currently waiting for feedback for the 2nd draft of A Bargo's Riddle. And so this has been a kind of different set of, you know, obstacles, because I had originally sent out my manuscript to 2 beta readers, and I had posted on the NaNoWriMo forums as well, because I had had a good response from hearing back from people who wanted to beta read or be critique partners on that forum for Ran a Query Realm. So I'm like, hey, I'll post A Bargo's Riddle too. Well, no one responded to me. No one messaged me asking to beta read A Bargo's Riddle, so I only had my 2 friends. And I really wanted a 3rd beta reader, because if you have only 2 people and one person says one thing and one person says the complete opposite, how do you know what's right? Like, you need that 3rd opinion to break the tie. So I did find someone on, I believe it's the Beta Readers and Critique Partners. I can't remember the group exactly, but it's a writers group on Facebook. I want to say it's like Beta Readers or a writing critique group. If I find that group, then I will link it in the description box below. But I posted that, hey, I need beta readers for A Bargo's Riddle, and thankfully, someone responded to me. So I did find my 3rd person, and actually they were the first person to give me feedback back, because they edited A Bargo's Riddle, I think it was like in January during a snowstorm. And so they're like, I'm inside, there's nothing better to do. I'm really enjoying your story, so I'm just breezing right through it. And I'm like, that's cool. My original timeline was the end of February. So at the end of February, I did receive feedback from my 2nd beta reader, and unfortunately, so this is one of the ugly side of beta readers and critique partners, is that sometimes the timeline doesn't always work out because I'm still waiting for feedback from that 3rd beta reader. She had kind of fallen behind, things had gotten in the way, and I totally understand that because, like, life happens. You get busy, maybe even sometimes you just like lose motivation, or like just, yeah, life gets in the way, or your own writerly projects get in the way. But she did say she would have it ready for me by the end of this week. This is the 1st week of March. So hopefully by the time this video actually goes up, I will have all of my feedback. But that's just another side of, you know, this process, is that, you know, sometimes you don't hear back from people when you want them to, and you just have to be patient because I am relying on this feedback. I think I will go ahead and start editing A Bargo's Riddle just because like I don't want to just keep waiting, and I've been kind of in this weird limbo of like not writing anything, not editing anything, and I think I'm kind of going crazy with like my writer self, like wanting to do something writerly. That's why I should have been working on that short story that I have still not finished. But anyways, that is my experience so far with A Bargo's Riddle. And then this last one isn't quite about beta readers and critique partners, but I just have to get this off my chest right now, okay? Because I am a little bit frustrated. So my third novel, The Celestial Code, I had finished the first draft. And at the end of December, I had actually won a giveaway on Instagram for editing services from this one company, and I was super excited because I'm like, oh my god, like I have not had my work professionally edited, only by like friends and fellow writers and authors. So I was like super stoked. I'm like, I want to hear feedback back from these professional editors. So I told them like, I really want The Celestial Code to be edited, but it's only in the first draft phase, and they're like, it's okay, just send it over. So I know that's like kind of like a no-no in the writer world, like you should kind of go through your own edits before submitting it to a professional editor. Like technically that should be like the last thing you do, but I had kind of felt like, you know, from their emails that they didn't mind that it was the first draft and they kind of wanted this, you know, done now. So I was like, okay, I'll just send it to you. But they told me that the timeline would be around 2 weeks. So I was waiting patiently for 2 weeks and I hadn't heard anything. So I'm like, okay, I am a very, you know, patient and understanding person. Maybe life got in the way. I will give them 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks, I still hadn't heard back from them. And at that 4th week mark, I had gotten the arc of the Savior's Champion. And I was like, I need to read this book. Like, this book is amazing. That's all I did. I ate, I slept, I went to work, and I read The Savior's Champion. So I didn't have time to edit The Celestial Code, even if I did get that feedback back from the editor anyway. So I was like, okay, whatever. I will give them a whole month, so double what they told me. They said 2 weeks. I'll give them the month to give me back the feedback. And still hadn't heard anything at the end of the month. So I sent a friendly email. I was trying to be nice. I was like, hey, haven't heard from you, just asking for an update about The Celestial Code. And the person emailed me back like, oh my god, yeah, I meant to send you an update, but you know, I had some health issues with my mom, and so I kind of fell behind with my edits. Like, I will get it to you by the end of the week. Thank you for your patience. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll get it by the end of the week. So that was Sunday. What was that? March 4th. And then I was like checking my email like crazy over the weekend. Like, okay, is it going to come? Is it going to come? Sunday night, nothing. Monday morning, nothing. So I sent another email. Or no, I was going to send another email, but then she emailed me back and said, hey, you know, just wanted to let you know I'm still working on your wonderful novel. I'm about halfway through. Like, I don't know if she said thank you for your patience, understanding, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, wait a minute. You said it would be ready by the end of the week. And so now it's 3 weeks late plus more. So I was like, I was kind of all giddy and high because she had said wonderful novel, and that's all I saw. I was like, not like only being halfway through my novel part after having my novel for 5 weeks. But the part that she said, wonderful novel, I was like, oh my god, she's enjoying it. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So then I emailed her back and I said like, okay, that's awesome. Like, do you have an ETA? That was Monday morning. It's Tuesday night. No response. So I'm kind of frustrated because I'm like, you are a professional, you know, service, and even though I got this as a freebie, as a giveaway, like, you should still be professional in your interactions with me and your timeline. And, you know, essentially you're lying to me, saying it'll be ready in 2 weeks, then not, then after being a month late, you'll be ready in a week, then you're not, and then not responding to my, hey, when is it going to be ready? Because now this is shifting my timeline away, which is why I'm going to start editing and working on the third draft of A Bargle's Riddle, because I'm like, I want those edits back before I start working on the Celestial Code, even though that was my main priority. So I'm really, really frustrated with that. And, you know, I could push and say like, hey, when is it going to be done? When is it going to be done? But I really don't want her to rush on this. So I'm just going to like bite my tongue and be patient and wait, because I want her to give me good feedback. But it is really frustrating, and I think it's very unprofessional. So that is a very ugly side of like editing / beta reading that I am experiencing right now. So that's all that I've got for you for today's Real Talk. Let me know in the comments below any of your bad or ugly experiences, so that I know that I'm not alone. If you feel the same way or have experienced this, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.